It appears that Donald Trump is finally beginning the process of conceding to Joe Biden. Joe Biden, of course, is the president-elect. He has won the general election, but Donald Trump and his legal team have continued to fight that very fact. But they've continued to fail in court because they haven't been able to provide any evidence of widespread election fraud. So as a result, finally, just a few moments ago, Trump tweeted this: "I want to thank Emily Murphy at GSA for her steadfast dedication and loyalty to our country. She has been harassed, threatened, and abused, but I do not want to see this happen to her, her family, or employees of GSA. Our case strongly continues. We will keep up the good fight, and I believe we will prevail." And then here's the relevant part: "Nevertheless, in the best interest of our country, I am recommending that Emily and her team do what needs to be done with regard to initial protocols, and have told my team to do the same," meaning that he has advised her to start the transition process, something that she has certainly resisted so far. And so Jeff Zeleny also tweeted that GSA has informed President-elect Joe Biden that the administration is ready to begin the formal transition process, according to a letter from Administrator Emily Murphy, which was sent Monday afternoon and obtained by CNN. It's also worth noting that the House of Representatives called on Murphy to testify before them today, and she completely ignored their invitation. And so there was some question as to whether or not she would be held in contempt of Congress. Knowing Democrats, I just assumed that that would never happen. But it is good to see that right after the state of Michigan voted to certify the election results in their state, Donald Trump has started to concede, and the transition process will luckily begin. And that's important because Biden needs intelligence briefings. He needs to begin coordinating when it comes to a pandemic response that's actually at least a little effective. And so things are developing in the right direction for once.
All right, that is excellent news. That means the clown coup is almost over now. So we're really close to na. And will I rub it in? Yes, $1,000,000,000. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, I do declare in the club. We're more civil than that. Okay, I'm not in your club. I don't care. Can't wait for this guy to be gone. And this is the beginning of a concession. So it was obvious that he was holding her up. And now I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why Trump has finally let the GSA begin the transition to the Biden administration. Number one, yes, there was the issue of her being in trouble in Congress. Look, the Democrats, of course, as always, are way too soft. If I was running the House and somebody does not respond to a legal subpoena, that's contempt of Congress, I would have them arrested immediately. So we're not playing around here, and this is not optional. So you don't get to not follow the law just because you're in the Trump administration. But did Trump care about that? I doubt it. I mean, he's been having her subjected to all this pressure all this time. He never cared about her. It's inconceivable that he would care about her. So that was not the driving force. Obviously, he got clowned in Pennsylvania in his last court case there. Absolutely shredded by a Republican judge, saying they don't have a shred of evidence. That had a role to play, but he had still not gone in that direction even after that decision on Saturday. Then just now, a little while ago, Michigan certified its results, so he is not going to be able to get the state legislators there to do a political coup as he was hoping they would. That's why he invited them to the White House on Friday. Probably most of his hopes were pinned on that, so that's extinguished. And then the third part of it is business leaders weighed in today, and they basically told the Republicans, you will not be getting any more donations until you get this clown out of office. And so you won't get any donations for the Georgia Senate races. You won't get anything. We wanted him to win, but he didn't win. It's over, and you're soon going to lead to market instability, and that is intolerable. So that group included Goldman Sachs, Carlyle Group. Believe it or not, two of the largest financial companies in the country are called Blackstone and BlackRock. And both of the BlackRock Stones were on that team saying, no, you're done. And Blackstone's led by Schwartzman, who is a giant fan of Donald Trump. And even he said it's President-elect Biden. So once honestly, the big money guys in Wall Street weigh in, it's over. And that's why Trump is finally saying, yes, sir, absolutely, sir. Fine, I'll take my spanking and go home, sir.
I think you're absolutely right. I really think that the impact on those two Senate races in Georgia played a huge role in Trump's decision here, because as you mentioned, you have these hot shots on Wall Street getting involved and essentially saying that they will withhold any type of donations to these Republican incumbents in the state of Georgia. And then there was a lot of pressure by Trump's legal team toward Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue. Those are the two Republican incumbents you were running to get reelected in their Senate seats in Georgia. There's a lot of pressure for them to get involved and ensure that the state of Georgia refuses to certify the election results. And it was a really interesting play, because you had both sides. You had the people who want the transition to happen and people who don't want the transition to happen, Trump's legal team, both using Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue as bargaining chips. Any leverage that they had, they tried to use it against them or use them as part of their leverage in order to get what they wanted. But ultimately, it appears that Trump isn't going to get what he wants and has luckily allowed the transition process to begin.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.